Hey folks, welcome to another late night with Lovecraft Easing. I think I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. An artist by the name of Steven Santiago did that for me, made that up for me years ago, and it's pretty cool. So you guys who are watching live, let me know that you can see me and hear me, all right? Uh, oh geez, Dave, it's been dark in Texas since 5:30. Yeah, so thanks, Alan. All right. Hello to everybody watching. Brian, Alan, Kim. Good to see you, Kim. Dave, and whoever else is watching and not chatting, that's fine. Running a bit late tonight, but I'm here. So, yeah, sitting here in the dark, it's more atmospheric, Dave. So, I was going to talk about, well, we are going to put on a little bit of light because I want to talk about Lucas. Hello. I want to talk about this, which I don't know if you can see, but someone gifted this to me a while back. Really nice. And what it is, I'm sure that you cannot read this on video, or almost sure, but it is novellas by a guy by the name of David Goodis. And this is 5 noir novels of the 30s and the 40s. So, yeah, you're familiar with them then. I was not, to be honest, but I'm really loving him so far quite a bit. And yeah, I've started reading a story called let's see here. The Moon in the Gutter. And there's the noir and the weird seem to me to go very well together. I mean, I'm not the only one to say that. Put a little bit more light here. First paragraph. At the edge of the alleyway facing Vernon Street, a gray cat waited for a large rat to emerge from its hiding place. The rat had scurried through a gap in the wall of the wooden shack, and the cat was inspecting all the narrow gaps and wondering how the rat had managed to squeeze itself in. In the sticky darkness of a July midnight, the cat waited there for more than half an hour. As it walked away, it left its paw prints in the dried blood of a girl who had died here in the alley some 7 months ago. Then a man enters the alley, and turns out he's the brother of the girl who had died there. And that's most of what I know so far. But when I'm done here, I'm gonna hope to finish this story tonight. And I looked online, and it looks like I don't know about I don't. Hopefully the quality is there, but it looks like there are some David Goodis stories on Kindle. This particular book is wow, $17.99 on Kindle. I have never seen a book, well, rarely seen a book that expensive. Um, Here's one called Retreat from Oblivion. Nice title. Yeah, this stuff is noir all the way. I'm gonna really enjoy this and hopefully learn a lot. There's a 99-cent novel, looks like, called Cassidy's Girl. And let's just say the cover draws the eye. and leave it at that. But yeah, do you have a favorite story by him, Alan? I probably might not be easy off the top of your head, but you know, I guess I've always felt that if you like the weird, then you'll probably like noir, at least some noir. And I wanted to make you guys aware of this. I wonder how much it is in hardcover. I don't know because, like I said, it was a gift. Oh, holy crap! $65. Well, good gift. I don't know if the person who gave me this way back when, I don't think they're watching, but in case you are, thank you again. Wowzers. So, yeah, I am curious. Dark Passage, that's the one that was made into a movie starring Humphrey Bogart, I believe. Oh, that's right. This came, this insert came with the book and talks a little bit about David Goodis and the stories in the book. Uh, Among the pantheon of American crime writers, those masters of noir, whose powerful vernacular style and dark and subversive themes transformed American culture and writing, David Goodis was a unique figure. And skipping down, it mentions Dark Passage first, Alan, and it says, became the basis for a popular movie starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. The story of a man railroaded for his wife's murder and forced to assume a different identity after escaping from prison becomes, in Goodis's hands, a lyrical evocation of urban fear and loneliness. How did you think, Alan, that not having read this yet, but have seen the movie, gosh, decades ago, how do you think the story stacked up to the film? Um, yeah, the Moon in the Gutter looked good to me. So they all do, but I started that one. Goodis experienced a brief celebrity when his novel Dark Passage became the basis for a popular movie. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, I've been accused often of making you guys' TBR piles higher, so I want to keep my reputation. So there's you go. There you go. Alan says that the movie is noir light, not as bleak, but it is bogey. Yeah, true. He did. I still have yet to read up on him. Brian says the guy died of a stroke at 49 after getting beat up during a robbery. I mean, how else would you expect a noir writer to go, I guess? So, anyway, reading that, and I'm probably going to pick up a few of these uh, Kindle books, the cheaper ones anyway. Also finished, I'm on a mystery and noir craze lately. Excuse me. Just finished a book called The Drop by Michael Connolly. It's Babosh number 17, I believe, 17th novel. And I really enjoyed the Amazon Prime Bosch series. I think the jury is out on Bosch Legacy, but we'll see. I've liked it so far. But Danielle and I both love the series, and if you want a noir trailer, if you want, you should watch. You should go to YouTube and type in um, Bosch season two trailer, season two, and it's lovely. It's got a muted trumpet, and he talks about Los Angeles so many ways to live and to die. It's very noir. Monty's over here making a lot of noise. So, anyone here watched Bosch? Yeah, it does take place in L.A. Bosch does. Who's Jim Thompson, Alan? I'm getting an education here. I thought there's always more noir to read. Up till now, Matthew Scudder has been my favorite, but I've reread those books so many times that I've realized that I was I was a bit in a rut with that, and I needed to um, find some more similar books. Not that there's anything wrong with rereading. I interviewed a guy once, a writer, this was years ago, who said that he never ever read a book more than once. And, different strokes for different folks and all that. But, hi, Monty. But, to me, reading is rereading in many ways. And you get so much, you get different things out of a book the second time you read it as opposed to the first time. And if it's a really, really good book that you really love, then the first time you read it, it seems like to me anyway, I'm kind of blowing through it um, because I'm enjoying it so much. And then the second time I read it, I'm going slower and I'm savoring all the little nuances and things that maybe I didn't notice before. You're a poet and don't know it, Kim. She says the book I reread is a rare one indeed. And yeah, I'm not dissing this guy or anything, but I reread a lot. Um, and especially poetry. Um, it's a rare poem that I enjoy that I've only read once. Let's see. Alan says a lot of his stuff is set in small towns. Talking about Jim Thompson, I think. Killer Inside Me is a great start. A serial killer who's a Texas deputy. Hmm, okay. There's well, let me see if I can think of it. Um, Let me see if my friend Google can help me. There's a book that is somewhere in my Kindle that's set in, I think, 1980 in Texas. And it's a vampire book. And it seems very gritty, though I haven't read it yet. I've read the first chapter, and then I got distracted with something else. But I can't think of what it is. If anyone else knows what I'm talking about, let me know. Um, let's see. Vampire book set in 1980. The Light at the End by Skipper, John Skip, is a vampire novel set in 1980s New York. This one's set in Texas. Seemed very noir, is why I'm thinking about it. But that's what I get for starting a book and not finishing it. Boy, you guys must really love hearing an old man ramble on because that's basically what Thursday night is, isn't it? Man, this is driving me crazy now. Oh, let's add the keyword Texas. Nope, that doesn't help either. Well, I'll think about it. I'll think of it tonight at 3 in the morning. If you guys will all give me your phone number, I'll call you and wake you up. Oh, I rewatched Terminator in the last few days. The first one. and noticed a couple of things. Um, I think I said this last Thursday, but the Terminator is like a comfort food movie for me. And in the first Terminator film, when Kyle Reese asks the police officer what the date is, the guy says 12 May, Thursday. And I looked it up, and I forget which day it is, but it's not Thursday. May the 12th in 1984. In 1983, it's a Thursday. But yeah, I'm not criticizing. I just thought it was interesting. The other thing I thought was interesting about that scene where the cops are chasing Kyle Reese is I thought, man, that is a hell of a lot of cops chasing a guy who stole a pair of pants. You know, it's like he they're chasing public enemy number one here. So I mean, the guy Reese steals the homeless guy's pants, and then right away the cops are right there shining a light down the alley. You know, uh, it's usually harder to find a cop, I've found. Anyway, do you guys have a favorite Terminator movie? I love Terminator, as I just said. Terminator 2. Um, I of the ones that follow, yeah, T2 is great. The ones that follow, I like Rise of the Machines. I don't think that's a popular choice, but I like it. And I like the philosophical soul searching at the beginning too. Where you've got a reluctant hero, and he doesn't want to be who he's destined to be. And then the latest one, Terminator Dark Fate, I thought it was much better than I thought it would be. And I really enjoyed it. And you know, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give it away, but um, so Dave mentioned the aliens. DeBronzo and Kristen Dearborn and I are going to do a Patreon podcast, record a Patreon podcast next week on the Alien franchise and really get in depth with it. So, um, so I got that coming for you guys. For you guys who are patrons, which I think everyone watching is. Lucas, I like to think that the story of Terminator was stolen from a crazy person in a mental institution. Actually, it is kind of interesting how it came about, Lucas. Um, James Cameron had a dream slash nightmare, and the the scene in his mind was of the Terminator, although he didn't call it that in the dream, um, crawling. That scene where he's crawling towards Sarah Connor, still trying to kill her. And he said everything went backwards from that. Everything started with that, which I thought was really interesting. And it reminded me of what Mike Flanagan told me about his first film, Absentia. He lived near that creepy tunnel in LA, and he thought, he really wanted to make a movie about it because it was so creepy and grabbed his imagination. And so it started from the tunnel, and he didn't even have a plot at first, just the tunnel. So yeah, courtesy of Amazon Prime X-Ray. Monty's over here going crazy. Got to switch to decaf, man. All right. Where else did I? Yeah, the alien thing. Those guys, Dave, are going to be so much more. I'm basically going to be smiling and nodding a lot during that aliens podcast. So, speaking of DeBronzo, we did a. If you don't know about it yet, or haven't noticed it yet, DeBronzo and I did a best horror movies of 2024 recently, as a Patreon podcast. That was a really fun conversation, and it was interesting to see what movies what we did was we selected the movies beforehand, but independent of each other. We didn't talk about our list until we recorded the podcast. It was interesting the ones that he had come up with that I hadn't, and vice versa, and the ones that we had both come up with and agreed on. So when you listen to that one, if you haven't listened to that one yet, you might want to have a pen and paper ready. So, and hopefully I add to your DeBronzo and I add to your TBW, to be watched. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm wondering what. Oh, thanks, Alan. I wonder what you guys are reading and watching. Oh, I I caught. I've got Netflix temporarily. I usually don't. I had to get it for to watch something for the podcast. I can't remember what it was. So I've got it for a month, and it's gonna run out in a week or so. But in the meantime, I browsed it, and I been hearing about the show Wednesday, you know, from the Adams Family, and the creators of the show are the same guys who created Smallville, and they're really good writers. And I watched the first episode of Wednesday. I didn't think this was my thing, and I'm still not sure it is, but it's very well done and it's very well written, and you can't help but root for Wednesday. I love that character. And Jenna Ortega plays Wednesday. I guess I don't know if I've ever seen anything that she's been in, but she certainly fits the part. So have you guys watched Wednesday? And did you watch it on a Wednesday? I did. I don't know. I almost wish I could afford to keep Netflix because that's my Gatorade. Hi, Monty. That's my Gatorade. Because it looks like they've got a lot more content than they used to have. Um, so I don't know. Let's see here. What else do I have? I've been rereading some Ray Bradbury and rereading some Ray Bradbury. Looking at my Kindle list. Ronald Malfi has written a lot of books, a lot of horror books, and he's a really good writer. His latest, I believe, is Small Town Horror, and you guys should check that out. Um, yeah. Oh, Suicide Motor Club. That is a damn good book, Kim. Um, Sci-Fi and Lucas, you've watched the first season of Wednesday. Was it worth the watch? Is the rest of the season as good as the first episode? Um, and Kim, have you read his other book, his other vampire book, excuse me, The Lesser Dead? Yeah, that's set in the 70s in New York City. You might have seen the interview I did with him. Um, but they're both really great books. Of the two, I think I enjoyed The Lesser Dead more, but I mean, it's a toss-up. The interesting thing about The Lesser Dead is that um, the vampires they make their home in the tunnels underneath New York City, and I guess that was a huge thing. A lot of homeless people were doing that, and he said to me, he said, when I had the idea for it, he said, this would be the most sought after piece of real estate in Vampire Land. So, oh, you're Marianne. Hey, Marianne. Thanks for becoming a Patreon a little while back, by the way. I appreciate it. Yeah, Suicide Motor Club. Yeah, it does have some things in common with Near Dark. You know, you have these vampires traveling the country, and yeah, I think that's such a great movie. I just s- the ending of Near Dark is not quite what I wish it was, but maybe that's just me. Um, Wednesday is for teenagers. Well, I'm young at heart. I'm wondering for you guys who have smartphones. Um, Thank you, Kim. I thought so too. Do you have notifications set? You know, like any app you get it, and it wants you to allow notifications. You know, Walmart app, Facebook app, Gmail, Facebook Messenger. And I'm a guy who I really strive for simplicity and peace and quiet. And I have found a long time ago that if I'm getting notifications all the time on my phone, then it's really hard to achieve that quiet in my mind. And I'm not judging anyone else who does it differently, but you know, if you're the creative type or, you know, even if not really, it's something that you might want to think about. I even turned off notifications for Gmail on my phone. So really the only notification I get anymore that's an instant notification is my text messages. Yeah, that's a good point. And I think I've got weather set for notifications too, Kim. That's pretty much it. The weather and text messages. So anyway, I don't want to lecture anybody. It's something to think about. Let's see. Alan says, I liked watching Wednesday with my daughters. Yeah, I bet that was a lot of fun. I don't know how long it's been out. What, like 6 months or something? I don't know. Anyway, are you guys ready for Christmas? I just realized, see, 12, 12. It's less than 2 weeks away. I got to get my Christmas shopping done. Wow. I don't think that tonight will go down in the as the best Thursday night episode I ever put you guys through. Feel kind of scatterbrained. You're a mandatory Grinch. That's okay. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a it's a family thing, and if your family's on the other side, then of I think I know what you mean by the spectrum, then it can be just another day, right? I had to spend Thanksgiving away from my wife for the first time in 30 years, and I didn't. I thought, that's okay. Just another, not okay, but it's just another day, right? But I'm so used to doing Thanksgiving with her and now Logan, of course, that it hit me a lot harder than I thought it would. So I'm looking forward to spending Christmas with them, and we're not going to go anywhere. We're just going to stay home. Danielle has 2 weeks off for Christmas, and I'm really looking forward to that. You have 2 weeks off, Alan? That is one nice thing about being a teacher, isn't it? It's like if Danielle's off, then I give myself permission to not work quite as hard, or even some days to not work at all. Oh, 2 weeks. Awesome. Danielle has the rest of this week and the rest of this week and next week. And that's it, which I'm guessing is what you have, Alan. And finals next week, which I'm guessing is the same for you. So, anyway, I am sorry that I don't have too much to talk about tonight. It's been one of those days where I've not felt very organized, but I'll be here on Sunday. Um, Santiago Caruso is the guest. He's an artist, a really great artist um, that I met at Necronomicon. Santiago Caruso, I have that name right, right? I'm going by memory. He's a really nice guy. So I will next Thursday. I will try to have more to talk about. So forgive me. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good week. One more day if you're a Monday through Friday person, and then it's the weekend. But I did want to say this. Um, Chaz texted me about something, and he said that he felt like we were all part of a tribe, and I've had that thought often, and I started thinking about it more after that text, and I thought it's it's kind of like if I owned a bar and a certain kind of clientele came in, you know, just the place where everybody knows your name and you know um, we've all got all of this in common. We like this weird stuff. We like horror. Norm. And that's the way I feel. I hope you guys feel that way. And hopefully, I'm giving you guys a virtual place to hang out and feel not alone or less alone. Maybe you don't feel alone at all, but if you do, I hope that the Lovecraft Easing helps with it. Uh, is Kelly Young Frazier? Probably. If I'm the bartender, he's probably Frazier. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Um, Yeah, Marianne says she feels less alone. Um, I don't know. That's what I want to do. And anyway, sorry I didn't have as much to talk about as I usually do on Thursday nights. I'll do better next Thursday, and I hope you guys have a great night and a great week, and I will see you on Sunday, okay? Stay safe.